Now we're doing freeCodeCamp, Legacy Python for everybody, web services, API rate limiting, and security exercise, Twitter. All right. So let's click this and go over some stuff. Fact is, before we get into it, let's just go right back to the beginning. Fact is, before we get into this guy, and look, I've got plenty of live stream proof that I've been trying to work on this stupid problem that said, and this guy clears it up right here a year ago. Disclaimer, the Twitter API is not free anymore, so the free version only lets us look up the user, our own ID, right? So it's pretty much everything that happens in this, pretty much the entire video, we can't do. I mean, it is what it is. That being said, I'm still going to watch it anyway, just to see, you know, just to expose myself to, I wouldn't say like how it used to be, but there still are going to be programming principles displayed on this. It's just the fact that now that Twitter's evolved into what it is now, we can't do what they used to be able to do. So it is what it is. No big deal. So yeah, we're gonna watch this just to get some more exposure to coding. Let's go. And yeah, don't even following along with the text editor is pointless, because look, we did a lot of stuff trying to get this going in the live stream, right? We did a lot of stuff trying to figure this out. It turns out you just can't do it. It's just not possible. So it is what it is, unless you pay money, which I'm not going to do. Because this is like a one-off video. We're never going to go back to Twitter again after this, right? I'm not. Let's go.
Welcome to Python for everybody. We're doing some code, sample code, playing through with some sample code samples. And you can get this by downloading it. I've got this whole thing downloaded, and I've got all the files here. And these are the files we're going to play with today. Today, what we're going to do is talk about the Twitter API, and the one thing we got to learn about the Twitter API is we have to authorize ourselves, and so we have to, make sure that we have a Twitter account, and then we get some keys. And so, in this particular application, if you want to duplicate what I'm doing, you have to go to apps.twitter.com. Click this Create New Application button, and then get some codes. Okay, and the codes show up as soon as you hit this button and then one more button, which I'm not going to do on screen. And so what happens is there are 4 codes that you've got to put in this file, hidden.py.
It's something different. You got to do something completely different than that.
These are just messed up, so I'll show you how this works and blows up if first, and then I'll put my keys in here without showing you. But basically,
look, we don't do it this way, but we do it a very similar way. That's what I'm trying to say right now. But it's not like this. We actually, it's kind of like having a hidden thing, but instead of this, we actually, and I can't show you mine because it's got literally secret information on it. But it's the same. It's just a list of variables, like consumer key, which is, it's not even called this anymore. It's called like something else. I forgot. Hold on, I got it right here. It's called AP. We got API key, and then API secret key, and then right here, this is access token key, access token secret. Right here, that's the names of these, and we just make a file, and then just have like all these variables. So instead of a dictionary like this, we have these words. Just like here's one. It's this one is consumer. It would be whatever it is now. Access key, no, API key equals, and then the API key, right? Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, it's not really that big of a deal. But it's kind of a big deal. Actually, it's kind of a really big deal. This was a real huge pain in the butt to try to get through without this stuff working. Maybe I'll make a video on that later, but right now you don't gotta worry about it. So let's go.
Basically, this is a little file you got to edit, or these Twitter ones don't work.
Like if you want to see it for real, go check out the live stream for whatever day this video is released. It's that day. I think the October 1st. All right, 2024. So yeah, if you really want to see in depth of how we almost got there, not using this stuff, today's live stream, whatever it is, what did I say? October 1st, 2024. That's where you would see the little process. So let's go.
See what happens. So the first one I'm going to do is to do the simplest one of all, and that is I call this thing Twitter test, and it just is going to go ask for the user timeline, and we can take a look at this, and we're going to take the URL, and we're going to augment the URL. This is the base. We found this looking at the Twitter API documentation. We're going to pass a parameter of screen name Dr. Chuck and a count of 2. So this
augment here is coming from this augment here, which is coming from the TWURL library that we I don't know if we imported it. Honestly. Oh yeah, no. This is already installed on, and so we're going into this thing and importing this specific thing from it. All right, and that's what's going on with this one. So it's like this augment is like a some sort of function call to get a URL, right? So that's what's going to happen. Like when we did it in like a couple videos ago, where it had blah 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 question mark, and then we did like the equals address Ann Arbor, Michigan, right? It's the same kind of thing right here, except for we use like screen name is Dr. Chuck and also count 2, and these two pieces of information here are going to be incorporated in the final URL, which we're going to print also. So let's go.
This is just a Python dictionary, and augment comes from this little bit of code called TWURL.
I didn't know he was going to say that.
This uses a bit of code called...
All right. What's going on here? All right, let's go.
OAuth, which is built into Python as well. Right? Yeah, that's built into Python as well. And it augments the URL, and it takes the key, the secret, the token key, and does a thing and signs it, and then makes this big, long, ugly URL, which you will soon see, and does this. It's a signature of the URL. So we pass this data back and forth to Twitter with a signature, and then they recheck the signature, and it's a digital signature that knows that this URL came from a program that knows the key, secret, and token secret.
Yeah. Okay. That being said, so this is that augment that was over... I should have counted how many times I pressed back. But whatever. That augment is this augment here. So that's the TORL. This is a TWURL right here. All right. And then... Man, I should have done that. Whatever. Hopefully
when you finally get it to work. What? And you feed secret and token secret. And so this augment...
Yeah, so that augment is that augment from back there, which is on hidden. No, it's on TW test, whatever. Okay, so this augment is that augment. And like I said over on when we were looking at it over there, this is just going to take all the stuff that we have, like the keys and the tokens and whatever, and it just all slaps it into this giant. It doesn't put like the keys. What doesn't it put? Okay, let me look at this. It'll put the token, but it doesn't put like the secret. The secret is like the part of the code that it doesn't show. That's just for like authentication. But then it'll put like the access token and the API key in the whatever. Hopefully that makes sense. It's just putting that stuff in a URL, and then we print the URL. And that's basically what's going on there. So let's go.
Basically is something that I wrote. TWURL augment is something I wrote to make it easier to add all these OAuth parameters. And you feed this code by putting your data into hidden.py. Lots of people get this to work, so don't worry. It's kind of cool when you finally get it to work.
It's not going to work for us, though.
So let's take a look at what it does. Just know that this makes an awesome URL that does all the security. And we'll see one of those URLs.
True.
So ignore the certificate errors. This has to do with the fact that we're using HTTPS and Python doesn't have enough certificates put into it by default.
Yeah, that doesn't have it. That doesn't have anything to do with. That doesn't have anything to do with us these days. Let me come over here. Because like when I was trying it out, like this stuff would work if I paid the money, right? This stuff would work if I paid money, but I'm not going to do that. That being said, for the what is he on the test? Let's go over here. Yeah, that's test.w test py whatever. So it turns out like the modern way to do test py is this stuff right here, right? We got to have bearer tokens. We got to have all kinds of other stuff. And the thing is, we don't have. I don't have access to the pay stuff. So this says you just can't count. We just can't get in. That's how it is. It's just is what it is. No big deal though. But yeah, let's come back to this right here.
Ways to turn them off. Thank you, Python, for reducing security by teaching us so that this is the best way to do it. That's a grumpy moment on my part. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a URL open. This bit here is to shut off the security checking for the SSL certificate. And then we're going to read all the data, and then we're going to want to print it out. And we're also going to ask the connection, this URL. Remember I told you a long time ago that URL lib eats the headers, but you can get them back. And now we're going to ask to get a dictionary of the headers back. And so we'll print those out. Okay, so this is really kind of just testing the body and the headers and printing them out sort of in as raw a way we can do. So let's go run this. Now this is going to fail the first time we do it because we haven't put the hidden variables in there. So if I say Python 3 twtest.py, it's going to run and blow up, and it's going to give you this 401 authorization required. That's a good sign because that means that you haven't yet updated your values in hidden.py.
Yeah.
And so
if we were to run that code,
this is that augmented URL.
If we were to run that code, we would also get that too. But the thing is, like I keep saying, also since we don't have that access level, we can't get in. So there it is. Let's go.
URL, and you can see the consumer key and the consumer secret and the OAuth token and whatever. Okay, so these tokens are like wrong. These aren't. Oops.
Those are filler tokens. That's all.
They aren't real. And then, but you'll notice it doesn't the key and the secret, and the token key, the token secret and the secret, and that's all actually encoded in this signature.
Yeah. So, like I was saying earlier, like this is like the authentication token. What do we call it now? The access token. This is the access token right here, and then this next one would be like the API key, but it's all different. But yeah, like the key and the token are going to go in to the address, but the secrets, those are the authenticators, right? So let's go. So don't ever let anybody see the secrets. The access tokens, everybody's going to see that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But let's go.
Signature. It turns out that you need to have the key and the token. I mean, the secret and the token secret to generate the signature. And where is the signature? Oh, there's the signature. Right there's the signature. And so this signature combined with the nonce, you can only do this signature has a time and includes all kinds of things. So even if you type this in, well, you'll see these go by, and it's not really breaking my security too much when you see these afterwards. So don't get all excited when you say, "Oh, you revealed your token and your key." Well, I can reveal my token and key, but I'm not going to reveal the secret. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's what he said.
This adds all this OAuth stuff, OAuth nonce, OAuth timestamp, and these timestamps and nonces are made it so that you can't replay my URL even if you see the exact URL. Once I hit it, then you can't hit it again, and so that's what the nonce does. So I'm going to close hidden.py here, and I'm going to update hidden.py in another window.
What? Oh yeah, he's doing the keys and stuff.
Okay, so I just, in another window, I updated hidden.py. I'm not going to show you that, but now I'm going to run Python twtest.py. So twrl is going to read hidden, and now these keys and secrets are my real ones that I haven't shown you. So this should work. Fingers crossed. Yay, it worked.
Lucky guy. Woo.
So it worked. So I'm calling Twitter. Here's the URL. Now, don't worry.
We regenerated it.
The consumer key are not enough to break into my account, and neither is the signature, because you can't replay this. In about 5 minutes, you can't replay this anymore. Okay? So you can't generate the signature. I've done one. The signature includes the time and date, so you can't. Trust me. Go read up on OAuth. Don't worry.
No, thank you.
I haven't really revealed anything. But so the first thing we see is this. So we see, and we should put like the line of dashes here. This is the JSON. It ain't very pretty. It's not very pretty.
Nope.
Okay, and so that's the JSON from there to there. It's just what most APIs give us back. It's really dense JSON, right? And so this is a byte array. Remember how you have to do a .decode? I didn't do a .decode here.
True.
And so this is telling, and Python is telling us this is a byte array, which it's a raw set of bytes that came from the internet, which probably are UTF-8. And if I put a decode here, then it would decode. If I say .data.decode there, then it would be fine. But we don't care. This was just a dump. Do we get it?
Yeah.
Nah. So then, here, let's do this. Print. I'll just make this code different. Woo. Put some equal signs here, a lot of equal signs, so we can easily see where the thing starts and stops. So we'll run that again. If you look at those URLs.
There it is right there.
So that was all of that stuff. And then this is the headers. And so the headers, again, are not pretty.
Nope.
You get the headers, it's a dictionary. You got cache control, no cache, comma. This is the string, key value. You got to find your commas, key value. But the one that's really interesting here is... which one is it?
I'm wondering
X
also.
Rate limit remaining, right there. X rate limit remaining.
Oh.
So that means that for this particular API, and this header tells me that
I
I've
like
got
that.
898 calls left.
That's
and
cool.
This is when I will get more calls, and yeah. So let's see. Yeah.
So we can access that for some reason.
Do this again, and you will see that I can only do this 897 more times now. Run it.
True.
I can only do this 897.
He's wasting his,
so I am being
wasting his
tracked
fire.
At this point. I am being tracked by Twitter. Twitter knows that it's Dr. Chuck that's doing this, and Dr. Chuck has done 900. He's done 899, 897.
True.
If I keep running this, eventually Twitter will tell me you got to wait for a while, and that's because Twitter doesn't want me under my Dr. Chuck account pulling out like lots and lots of stuff out of Twitter and making my own website.
What's wrong with that?
I do actually have my own Twitter website using some cool software. www.drchuck.com/Twitter.
What's this crap?
And this I have to run, and it rate limits and causes all kinds of, whatever. So, okay, so rate limit. So I'll save that. So that's tweet. This is just to test it, okay? Because I want to do something interesting. So we're not parsing the JSON that comes back. We're not doing anything tricky with this.
True.
And away we go. So let's take a look at some more code. I think I don't need this anymore.
Oh.
So now I am going to parse this. So most of this looks the same. I've got that same user timeline JSON, or the SSL certificates on the right loop. So I'm going to ask the Twitter, I'm going to print, I'm going to get a Twitter account and quit if it's a blank line or if I hit entering.
True.
I'm going to use the Twitter URL augment the same way. That's going to do all the signing using from hidden.py. I retrieve it.
True.
And I'm going to retrieve it, ignoring the SSL errors. And then I'm going to decode it. This time I'm going to decode it so that I get a real Unicode string. And I'm going to print the first 250 characters of it. I'm going to grab the headers. And I'm going to print the remaining the rate limit. So
yeah.
Simple version of this.
Cool.
Same thing. It really is decoding the data and only printing the first 250 characters.
Man, I wish we could do this.
On that. Dr. Chuck.
Dr. Chuckles.
Boom. And it's got 896.
Boom.
So that's just a little simpler version of that with a little.
I like that. I wish we could do that.
Okay,
Wouldn't
so
that
now
be
let's
fun?
do something even more fun. Let's go to twitter2.py and tear it apart.
Let's do it.
So again, we're going to look at my friends list.
Yeah.
Or someone else, anybody's friends list. We're going to ask for the friends and ask for the screen name, ask for the first 5 friends, and then look at their statuses, open it, decode it, get the headers, print the rate limit remaining. All this stuff is the same as in Twitter 1. But now we're going to parse the JavaScript. I'm not even putting this in a try and accept because, hey, I'm talking to Twitter. I'm going to guess that Twitter is going to give me the right stuff.
True.
You probably want to put a try and accept here. Then I'm going to do a debug print.
Not us.
Do a JSON pretty print. Let's make that be 2 so it looks a little better.
We're not stupid. We know what's up.
And then, well, I'm going to run it. And then you're going to see how we have to parse this. And we're going to see that
it's going to do that thing from earlier. Hold on. Back up, bro. So, yeah, it's going to do that thing from earlier in the notes. We wrote this down. Yeah. This is cool. For user and users, we're going to print user at screen name, right? Because this is going to give us what's JS users, JS right here at users, right? Because remember, this is going to be like that whole JSON, right? Yeah, it is. It looks at JSON.loads, yeah. And so we'll go to JS.users. For you in JSON.user at users, we're going to print user at screen name, and then user at status at text is going to be S. And then we're going to have 2 spaces printed. Okay. And we're going to have S, which is this thing, the status, and the first 50 characters of it, of the text at the status. Yeah, sure. All right, cool. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see what he does. Let's go.
So it looks a little better. And then, well, I'm going to run it. And then you're going to see how we have to parse this. And we're going to see that it's a list. So we're done with that. And now we're running twitter2.py. So I'm going to go to Dr. Chuck. And this is going to ask the question who Dr. Chuck's friends are.
Who is his friends?
Okay, let's go to
Gregory Davis, Stephanie Teasley, of course.
It has the screen name, Dr. Chuck, count equals 5, and all this OAuth stuff. Again, this is not a security breach by showing you all of this, because the signature, the secrets are.
Okay, we got it. Paranoid, okay, so all right? We're not looking for your stash, bro.
It's an outer object. Or
we know you got one.
And then the outer has a users, which is a list. And then each user has some stuff in it. So this one's Stephanie Teasley. It's got her screen name.
Blah, blah, blah. It's got all kinds of metadata. Awesome.
It's got her status.
Man, I wish we could do this.
Status.
Wouldn't that be cool?
My friend, her status. Her source, where she's at.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I don't know, man. She's got a lot of stuff here. Okay, there we go. That was the first one. Okay, and then the next one that I'm following is live edu, etc. And so you'll see that this is an array. So that outer thing is an array of users. Now, JS here is a dictionary.
True.
So I can say for you in JS subusers, well, JS subusers is a list. So the first U is going to be this Stephanie Teasley U, and the second U is going to be live edu. So that's all it took to get through all that stuff and figure that out. And
nice little for loops and whatever.
Get me the screen name of my person. So let's go in here. So that's going to pull Stephanie Teasley, Steph Teasley out.
Sure.
Then I'm going to go find her status. Let's find her somewhere in here.
Status.
Use of status subtext. Come on. Okay, there's substatus. Substatus is all this stuff.
There's text right there.
More.
In lack, it was up there, Chief.
Right there. That's status.
Oh.
That's use substatus is that. And then use substatus subtext is this stuff. So it's going to extract this bit right here. Okay. And so use status text, and I print out the first 50 characters
True. That's
of the
what
screen name
happened,
status. Right? And I do that for
you don't need to yell
the
at
first
us, bro.
5 because I told it I only wanted 5. And then, of course, I get to see the rate limit. So let's go down to the bottom. So all of this is the debug print of the JSON I got back.
Yeah.
Here is the program starting to print. Here is the screen name of my first friend.
True.
And here's the first 50 characters of her most recent status. Here is the
second
screen name of my, and these are in reverse order who I've been following. So I've been playing with this live coding stuff. So I'm following them.
Cool. Why not?
What?
Yeah, what?
Key error status. That didn't work.
It didn't work. What's the problem?
Why not?
Why not?
Oh, that's because live coding TV somehow doesn't have a status.
So now
you'll get to see me fix something. And when you download it, it'll be fixed. And so it says key error status. So that means that I've got to do a thing that says if status not in you print no status found. Continue. Since sometimes there's no statuses. Who would have thought?
Turns out.
I did not know that.
Me neither.
Yeah. So you. Okay, so let's run this again. Did I get to see my remaining?
What?
Oh, actually, let me change the order of this. Let me put this down here. It'll be wrong from the slides, but it'll be prettier now.
All right.
Let's put the headers after the dump of the data.
Let's do that.
Okay, so let's run it again. Did I save it? Yeah. Dr. Chuck. Blah. Whole bunch of stuff. So I got 13 remaining calls on this one. So it's not the same as the other one. I don't get to call this too many more times, so hopefully I'll get
you're in big trouble.
To work. Sort of.
Big trouble if you call it 13 more times.
Here. No, not status found. No status found. And I need to put 3 spaces there. No status found. And make an asterisk. So let's run it again. See, I got 13 remaining. So it's important you write code that's aware of your remaining. That's why I made so obvious about that. Go retrieve all that. I got 12 remaining. Let my code start. Look. Oh, dang it. I now have another space here. Hang on. Got to fix that.
What?
Yet another space. Hopefully.
Yet another space. Oh, yeah, to line it up.
I can make this as pretty as I want it to work.
Dr. Huck. Sarah Huck.
Oh, wait a sec. I didn't even do Dr. Chuck. I did that wrong. Typed my name wrong.
Yeah, you are tripping.
Oh, well.
All right. Good work.
So now I have my most 5 recent friends are this Steph Deasley, Live Edu Official, Life Coding TV, Nancy Gilby, and Greggy Kruger. And so there are their statuses, and I tore all this JSON
there we go
using twitter2.py.
If only
after fixing hidden.py, which I'm not going to show you because it actually contains my real consumer key and consumer secret. You're seeing the consumer key and the token key go by each of these URLs.
We went over this. This is like the 5th time we've gone over
these 2 things, which are the thing I'm protecting, so that it's not a problem. Okay, so I will send that up. But there you go. Welcome. I hope you found this useful. The code will be fixed when you take a look at it.
It will be.
Download it here from.
So it's going to be no fun for us. It was all fun for you. All right. So yeah, there we go. That's how we would have done it. I think we followed along pretty well, right? I think my commentary was pushing a lot of people away for some reason. I think maybe because nobody wants to hear me talk. But yeah, so yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? So anyway, there's that. We're going to go on to the next one. Exercise XML. We're going to go on to that sooner or later. Hopefully in this one we can actually follow along and actually do stuff, but you know, whatever. That was interesting. I wonder what we can do with Twitter for real, but maybe next time, right? All right, so now we're on to exercises XML, and we'll see you next time.